Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Art of Returning podcast, where we record and don't actually hit the button so that we keep that recording. So, we're actually talking about patience and impatience today, which is the fifth gene key, which ultimately leads to universality. But we don't get there until we go through enough lessons to teach us the true understanding and definition of what impatience actually looks like. So, for me, what that showed up like today was me talking for about 15 glorious minutes, giving all the data and information because I had somewhere to go. And then realizing that in my impatience, my need to get somewhere before that time was present, I misstepped. And so, for that reason, I am getting to do this again. And I am grateful. There was a time where that gratitude would not probably be present, but today I am grateful. So I want to start by just kind of talking a little bit about what the fifth gene key is. So let's get right into it. The fifth key is all about learning how to stand still and recognize that there is a divine time to all things, and that we, as much as we might like to try, do not get to determine the outcome of that divine timing. And sometimes we get really irritated having to wait. And so we call this irritation in this waiting stage impatience. The gift is being able to be aware that this anxiety that is being produced through my rapid need for things to be present right now is truly only causing greater resistance within my body that doesn't feel well. And so we hit a place in our experience where we are able to acknowledge that this impatience is maybe starting to hinder our growth. Naturally, the body begins to align in such a way where we have more opportunity for patience. We have experiences where we have to redo something that we didn't properly do the very first time. And that is a beautiful gift, to be able to recognize the need to slow down. Because that impatience can bring us true dis-ease in our body. The anxiety produced, the outward dynamics that come from someone who is in that impatience. For example, we've all been in a car ride that maybe lasted a little bit longer than we expected. And thinking back, parents can probably identify this a lot more quickly. But if we think back to our own childhood, if we were driving in a car and we were going somewhere, maybe we were going to Aunt Susan's house down the road, but it was longer than we were normally in the car. Some point in our journey, we are going to recognize this is taking longer. So we're going to ask, are we there yet? And this little impatience is something that has to develop, right? Eventually, the child moves from that framework of, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Because they come to understand the deeper reality that is, all things come in their destined time. And it takes 30 minutes to get to Aunt Susan's house. And usually we're only in the car for about 15 minutes. So this is a longer journey. But through practice, through developing this awareness that can only happen through lived experience in this case, we come to understand the true beauty of the present moment, which we call a gift. And in this case, it is patience. We start to say, all right, well, it is going to take a little bit longer to get to Aunt Susan's house, but I have my coloring book. So I'm just going to color for a few minutes. And in this adaptation, this is where we begin to step into that higher frequency to understand that the universe has a specific design to all things. And that if we are just patient to wait, that exact perfect opportunity, Aunt Susan's house is just right around the corner, right? And it all ties together through those very opposite ends of the pole, but working so closely together. And so there is a huge blessing at the highest state of this one, because the person who holds the fifth key and is able to activate that higher understanding is able to go into dynamics of career and take on really intense environments and stabilize those environments, because they have gained true universal awareness that some things take time. And that time is actually where the development, the perseverance, the acumens that are going to be needed in order to grow into its most profound aspect of you. That is where all of these things take place, through the impatience, through learning to develop that it is okay, that it takes time to develop this understanding of patience. So through each and every one of our obstacles, recording an entire episode and then recognizing I was impatient and I did not actually go through my checklist to make sure I had done this. And so here is my lesson. And I have the opportunity to react to that or to laugh about it and say, you know what? Thanks, universe, for showing me exactly where I still need to grow. And thank you to me for not crumbling in this moment, because I recognize this is a part of the universe's higher design for me. And if I can implement this in my life, I can demonstrate this in other areas of my life. This specific genetic barrier of impatience, once crossed over, allows us to begin to break the framework of time. Now, when we look at things like dimensions, physics, our modern physics and certain esoteric teachings teach us that the fourth dimension rules the aspect of time. This is where time is something outside of our 3D reality, where we can feel all things around us. We can't touch time, but we know that it's there because it governs all that we do. And when we rise to that fifth dimensional plane, this also correlating with our throat in the chakra placements, this activation point is going to allow us to break that plane where we identify so strongly with things needing to work in this specific time work. So we kind of open our consciousness to a higher awareness, somewhere up there where Einstein might have been pontificating periodically. And we say, well, what if time isn't something that I can touch and feel? What if there are other universal dimensional spaces that exist above this that I can't touch and feel? And this is a bridge space right here where we begin to cross this threshold. We have activated the parts of us that have transcended time, essentially. We've said, it is here. It is a great organization tool. However, I can operate within this system on a higher universal level when I come to recognize that there is an aspect of time human nature has not yet come to understand yet. But I do understand that if I stand still, if I take a deep breath and I expand that which is within me, thus expanding my consciousness, I am able to expand the time that I am in and allow the experience of that time, because I'll be honest with you, that's what it is. It is how we are experiencing the time. Time is here, but how we experience that time can change. And this is what Einstein would call the space we are in. So if we allow ourselves the space to bring in the breath, to create a space of patience through sovereignty, of breath, what a lot of esoteric traditions call spirit. This allows us to activate a slowing of time that moves it from that constriction to more of an expanded state where we begin to experience a universal flow of time where we say, it's okay. All things work exactly as they are intended to work. And my part in this is to align myself, activate the spirit within through breath, and expand that space to make space and hold that space for that which I am creating. So this is the beauty of the fifth key coming to its highest state. We have transcended time. It doesn't mean that it's not here. It doesn't mean that the environment around us doesn't still exist in this time. There are deadlines. There are things that must be done. But our higher awareness invites us into the activation where we say, oh, but my experience of how this time is moving, the space I create in this flow of time is what I can control. And that is when universality begins to take place. And the impatience is just a lower aspect of us that hasn't learned to transcend the space we're in yet. Because if this is something that is designed in your specific blueprint, this is something that will come up over and over in your life. And we always have the opportunity to learn and grow. And if you're here still listening to this right now, that means your soul has designed that this time is the time that the seed will plant. And this is truly where it all begins. The patience is an understanding that the seed needs the light. The seed must have a solid foundation to be planted in. That soil is important. And it takes time and the proper atmosphere that we would call the space that it is in. And when all of these components are present, that transcendence begins and the seed begins to sprout and we begin to grow, but not before it is its perfect time. Y'all, I get so excited about this kind of stuff. It is truly where the growth begins to occur. Because in the first 9 numbers, if you're aware of numerology, these numbers are very specific, very profound, very personable. They have distinct personalities almost and a job to do. We look at 1 is really the creative life force. That is the pure masculine. It is where this creative energy begins, but it's new. And then we have 2 that represents the feminine, but it's also the second stage where we're beginning to experiment with things in life and we start to learn that there's balance to things. And then 3 is really where the chaos starts to occur because 3 really brings in, now we have creativity and we have some thought with that creativity. And so now we're playing with it. And what happens when we start to put things together and experiment is sometimes the experiments can explode. And so 3 is really engaging that childlike universal understanding of playfulness, the child. 4 is where those mistakes that we've made as that 3, that chaos, we got to start sweeping up our mess. We have to learn that in the process of our growth, we may have made a few mistakes. And so we start to say, okay, now I'm going to invite some corrections in, but I don't know how to do that yet. And so 5 steps in. 5 comes up to the plate and it starts offering opportunity for growth through some hard knocks. And that hard knock starts with impatience. The understanding that all things, just because we can see them coming up, don't have to happen right now. We have to understand that there's a bigger flow that allowed us to begin to be here in the first place. And we have to start to learn some respect. And respect is where we're going in the 6th key. The 6th key is all about conflict at its lower states and rising to that place of peace, seeing that there's a need for peace. We can't just go around having wars about everything. We've got to get diplomatic from time to time. We've got to say, hey, listen, you need something, I need something. Let's grow here together. And so we're going to dive into 6 next. It's a profound key that really begins to allow us to see the systems within ourselves that begin to project out into the world around us. So I will see you next time for Gene Key 6. Hey guys, one last thing before you go. If you want to take this a little bit deeper, go online to theartofreturning.com and print out your copy of your individual and unique human design blueprint numbers. Then check out the return maps at Amazon to deepen your journey. The return maps offers multiple different mapping systems for you to determine what map works best in your return journey. Welcome to your highest return. I'll see you next time.